Hello and welcome back to Racers Now. Yes, it may be 5 months away, but we are already looking forward to the 2024 edition of the Cheltenham Gold Cup and from an anti-post perspective in this video. And to be fair, it's already looking like it could be an absolute vintage renewal. Look at some of the names on screen there in the anti-post markets. 2023 winner Galopin Des Champs looked peerless in March, to be honest. He was fantastic. Yes, he did go and get beat at Punchestown in the Irish equivalent just a month or so later after winning the Cheltenham Gold Cup. But I mean, look at the season he had. He won 3 Grade 1s last season. He's still only 7, and there's plenty more to come from him. And like I say, that performance from Galopin Des Champs in the Cheltenham Gold Cup 2023 was one of the best Gold Cup winning performances we've seen in many a year, and the form figures and ratings appear to back that up. Braveman's Game was second in the Cheltenham Gold Cup that day, and a close third in the Irish equivalent a month or so later. He and Shishkin could well lead the way from a home team perspective. Usually these anti-post markets are dominated by the Irish contenders, but not as much this Gold Cup one in compared to the other championship races. I mean, Shishkin appears to be seemingly getting better with age and upped in distance, and a combination of both. I mean, he'll have the option, this Shishkin, of running in the Ryanair Chase or the Gold Cup, but the Gold Cup has been given as the target at this stage. He's probably going to run in the King George alongside Braveman's Game in the King George on Boxing Day at Kempton. Braveman's Game winning that race last year. And while we're on Braveman's Game, I've had a feeling for a few years that Paul Nicholls doesn't mind targeting the non-Cheltenham Festival big races where there's less Irish domination, and the King George, although you do get an Irish run or two, is an example of that. And Nicholls has shown recently, he just knows he's not particularly got the firepower from the sales and from the stock as the Irish have, and he's got no problem in targeting the other Grade 1s like at Ascot or even a bit lower down, Grade 2, Charlie Hall Chase, etc. So Braveman's Game might be more of a betting prospect in the Betfair Chase or the King George rather than Cheltenham, but he ran in it last year, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be running in the Gold Cup next year. Jerry Colombe was beaten a short aired in the 2023 festival, but made up for that defeat at Aintree a month or so later in winning a Grade 1. He goes into open age chasing this season, and Gordon Elliott is on record as absolutely loving this Jerry Colombe. Fast or Slow was a 20-1 shock winner at the Punchestown Gold Cup, denying Galopin Des Champs in the process. And there wasn't any fluke about that. I mean, despite him being the outsider of the field on the day, he beat all the right horses on the day there at Punchestown. Cheltenham Gold Cup first and second were in behind him. Braveman's Game and Galopin Des Champs. There was no fluke about it. This Fast or Slow, and he's only 7 and clearly on the improved. And whilst we're on this Fast or Slow, a word for the Ultima Handicap from the 2023 festival. First, Korak Rambler won the Grand National. Second, Fast or Slow, as we've mentioned, won the Punchestown Gold Cup. Third, Monbeg Genius, who is yet to run again and could be running in things like the Coral Trophy at Newbury or even the Welsh Grand National. So keep an eye on Monbeg Genius there with those form lines. The rest were a mile back behind them 3 in the Ultima, so look out for that. And plus, Korak Rambler may actually run in the Gold Cup before a tilt at back-to-back Grand Nationals. And I think as the Grand National becomes less unique, let's put it that way, I think you're going to see more horses from the Gold Cup then going on to run in the Grand National, and Korak Rambler may well be doing that in 2024. One at an absolutely daft price that isn't even on the screen at the moment is this Monkfish, who appears to have been completely forgotten or written off. He's 40-1, much bigger on the exchange. He won 7 races on the bounce, this Monkfish, up to and including the 2021 Brown Advisory Novice Chase at that 2021 festival, with ease, should we say. After that, he was right up there for the betting in the Gold Cup for the following year's Gold Cup before injury wrote off the whole of 2022. So Monkfish returned in April this year. He was off 700 and something days. He's been in a couple of hurdle races, which is clearly not his bag, but one with more promise than the other, let's be honest. Staying chasing is Monkfish's game, so hopefully he can get back to that. It's a long time since we've seen him over the bigger obstacles, and the truth is he might never return to his best following that very long layoff with a bad injury. But Messrs Mullins and Ritchie are persisting with him, it appears. 40 to 1 could look big in 5 months' time with a couple of Grade 2 or Grade 3s under his belt. So I'll certainly be looking to see how Monkfish gets on when indeed he does return over fences, as he should be. Who would I back now? I actually think that Galloping Deschamps isn't short enough at 2 to 1. I think there's some value in that he could be shorter than that on the day, but I'm certainly not in the business of backing 2 to 1 shots 5 months before they are due to run. He was so good in the 2023 Gold Cup, though, that he's surely going to be, you could well see him going off even money for next year's renewal. But there's a lot of water to pass under the bridge before then. So I'll be having a fiver each way on Monkfish and hoping that he A, returns to fences and B, returns to his best. And if he does, he's a big threat in this race, potentially at 40 to 1. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon.